Hello, welcome to episode 7, I think, of our discussions series of No Holds Barred Pod, where we, our little sidebar series where we invite a guest in to have a chat about their sort of chosen field, their work, whatever they want to talk about. So all that being said, we shall crack on. I'll throw over to Peter to introduce himself.
Thanks for having me. I am Peter Corr, and I'm the co-founder of National Rejoin March, which is a very public-facing campaign group for the UK to get back in the EU.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for coming in. It's a real pleasure for you to come in and have a chat to us about that, specifically because your most recent one's coming up in a couple of weeks, isn't it? So
it's a decade anniversary, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it will be, won't it? Unfortunately. So how's it all stacking up for a couple of weeks on the?
It was like Vinnie Jones said, it was emotional. It was a lot harder than we anticipated. Helped along not least by the fact the first week was a really, really hot heat wave in the UK. I believe this third day we walked was the hottest day on record, actually, in the UK. And we was walking along a straight, non-stop Roman road in the middle of Kent somewhere, which just went on and on and on and on forever, which was mentally challenging anyway, because it was a straight, not exaggerating, a totally straight road with no change of scenery, big bushes that side, traffic right there, single file, so you couldn't even speak to each other. So there was times, especially that day, when we thought we might not make it. But, I think once we started it with so many people following us, that's what sort of got us to the end, really.
Kind of spurred you on. How long did it take you in total to walk? Did you start in London, wasn't it? At London to Brussels, yeah.
It took us, it was 14 days walking in total. So we started on a Saturday morning and got there on the Friday afternoon. And I actually did the stats, so I can tell you, I can be proper geeky and tell you the
answer. Oh yeah, go for it. I love some data, yeah.
So it was 108 hours of walking in total and 230 miles. And it took us, like I said, the 14 days to get there.
Wow, that's a lot of walking.
Yeah. It is,
Are you a driver, Peter?
I am. I should have just drove, shouldn't I, really?
Well, no, because also I've never driven, you see, so my feet have taken me everywhere forever. And I just think, like, for people who are used to walking, maybe it's like, okay, but if you're used to having a car all the time, that amount of walking would be a rude awakening, I imagine.
It was, yeah. You certainly see things along the road that when you walk in that you don't notice when you're driving. Because when you're driving, you're just looking ahead on it. Even as I'm a lorry driver, so I spend all day looking out the window, but ahead of me. So whenever you're a passenger in a car or lorry, or you're walking, you really notice things you wouldn't know was there in a million years if you only drove down them roads. So it's interesting in that way, certainly, and slower.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So, did you get the ferry over?
Yeah, we did from Dover to Calais. We did. I did have an idea at first, which we decided against. Excuse me, to cross Dover to Calais in a small boat with EU flags, but so like in reverse. But
I can see the attraction.
For
various reasons, we decided not to do that.
Health and safety predominantly, I presume.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a cool advertisement. Sorry, Sal, go on.
What sort of reception did you get over the water?
Amazing over the water. It was all positive. So the idea of doing it along public roads rather than scenic routes was A, it was shorter. B, we get to fly the flags, which always gets people to come and talk to us and ask what we're doing. And it was massively supported. We didn't get a single negative comment, actually, once we'd crossed to Calais. We had a few this side, but again, it was massive majority of support, just walking along the road, speaking to people. So
that's good.
I think people in Europe, I think they've gone through phases. At first, they just thought it was crazy what we'd decided to do.
Yeah.
And then they thought it was a little bit funny from what people have told me, like what, almost laughing, like, what are you doing?
Idiots. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then as things started to get serious with Putin and Trump and all the rest of it, it was like, you need to just stop messing around now and come back. We need to
Get
be
back.
together, you know?
Mm.
So, yeah, it's massively positive on both sides, really. But we did get the odd one. Canterbury is probably the one that stood out. So this one guy like ran up to us shouting his head off, and he started saying, "The working class voted for Brexit. You're a traitor to the working class." And I went, "Mate, I'm a lorry driver."
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Oh, no.
And what did he say to that?
He always shuts them up. It works online
Yeah.
as well, because I'm ex-army. So whenever they start talking about the army and all the rest of it, I say I'm ex-army, and it always shuts
Yeah.
them up.
I can imagine.
If they start talking about the working class, I can, tell them categorically, I grew up on a council estate, I'm a lorry driver, I'm working class. It's because they believe these stereotypes, don't they?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to racism, but it's not just racism. They also believe the stereotypes of, it's the working class that did this. Oblivious to the fact that, any demographic you look at, there are different opinions. So
Of course.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a shock
Absolutely.
to them when they realise, actually, you and me have got more in common than you and Nigel Farage have, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
And always will be the case, yeah.
That's one of the biggest kind of tricks Farage has pulled, is convincing everybody that he's a man of the people, isn't it? I mean, he's the elite up and down, but everyone thinks he's this diamond geezer,
It really is. I know since I've been doing this, I've met a few people that have worked closely with him. And
Right.
this whole drinking a pint in a pub is such an act. You don't drink
Yeah, it's
pints
bollocks,
in
innit?
normal pubs because he'd probably get his head chewed in if he tried. But I mean, he drinks wine in very posh bars, and he lives in a gated community, and he's got a security entourage wherever he goes. He's about as
Exactly.
far away from working class normal people
Yeah.
as you can get.
Private school educated, like trader from the city. Yeah, no, he's
But
such an
it's
act.
funny, yesterday on, I think it was on Facebook, somebody had videoed themselves approaching Andy Burnham as he was canvassing around Makerfield. And Andy Burnham came and had a conversation with him. The guy wanted an argument. Burnham wasn't giving it to him, spoke to him, sealed it, walked away. And the guy's on Facebook going, "This stupid bastard." And I'm like, "Oh, Andy Burnham spoke to you, because I tried to talk to Nigel Farage and I couldn't get fucking near
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
So,
It's
shut up.
There's
Exactly
a
that.
50
And
metre
shout.
cordon sanitaire around Nigel Farage. Yeah, exactly.
It's
I know.
unbelievable.
It really is.
It's all a con, but I think people like that. Boris Johnson was the same, wasn't he? He used to
Yeah.
immediately mess his hair up before going on TV,
Yeah, exactly.
famously, to make himself look normal. Like
I've
normal
been in the
people
room
have
when
messy
he's
hair
done
all
that.
the time.
Yeah.
I don't have messy hair, and I'm normal.
But they're
No, exactly.
they're so detached from everyday life, aren't they? That how can they possibly understand what it's like to be a regular person?
Yeah,
And therefore, you should not be making decisions for regular people. You should
No.
piss off.
Yeah.
I could not
It's
agree more.
unreal. So how are things shaping up for the 20th? Are we hoping for a big one?
I was kind of doing organising while walking with the backpack on for a lot of the time, which I kind of didn't really think through, did I, before
Pretty tricky one.
I remember where I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's coming together nicely. We've got some cool speakers, some new fresh faces as well, some people that are basically looking at TikTok and places like that and seeing some really great new people coming along and growing their channels. And I thought we should, give people like them a voice, really,
That's
rather
brilliant.
than the same old. Although some of them are the same old, but they're brilliant speakers and know what they're on about. So you do have them too.
You've got some big names.
Say again, sorry?
You've got some big names.
Yeah, big names in my opinion. Yeah, from oh my God, I'm so rubbish with names. You put me on the spot there. I'm gonna have to get a list.
No, don't worry about it.
Well, I can remember at least two of them, if that helps.
Go on, then you do that while I pull the list up.
Well, you've got Kinnock, haven't you? Neil Kinnock.
Yep, got Neil Kinnock.
Liz Webster, she's speaking again.
Yep. And
Yeah, Femi.
Mike Galsworthy, Femi
Oh,
Oluwole.
Mike, brilliant.
Yeah. Sholamos oh no, I'm not going to. So she'll
I know.
forgive me. She's a very lovely person.
She is. She's amazing.
And Edith Berryman, who is one of the guys off TikTok I was talking about.
Right.
Robert Corbett as well. He was like the last serving MEP of Labour before we got, didn't get booted out before we left the EU Parliament. And some other names which aren't 100% confirmed yet. So I don't want to say it in case it turns out to be not true.
You never do know, do you?
Yeah, I would love to have an exclusive for you. I nearly did have an exclusive for you today, actually, but she's not answered me yet, so I can't say it.
Damn it.
That's all right.
So, because there wasn't one last year, was there?
There wasn't, no. We, for various reasons, really. There was so much going on politically, it was really hard to gain traction when promoting it, and also promoting the crowdfund. And unlike Tommy Robinson, who has Elon Musk literally funding a stage for him, we have to do it by tiny donations, through GoFundMe, which, to be honest, I'm proud of. I wouldn't want, if someone did come along with 20 grand donation, I don't think I'd want it, because I'm quite proud that this is a genuine grassroots movement from the ground up. So that coupled with the fact that this year was going to be the 10th anniversary, and when I first started this, I kind of wanted it to be in the summer originally. So I thought, well, let's right now make the decision to move it to as close to the anniversary, as in the referendum anniversary, as we can, when the media are naturally talking about it. So therefore, the march is happening. That gives them the march to talk about, and they might actually take a bit more notice of it, because I think people like us realise that the media and politicians have been doing everything they possibly can to avoid even mentioning the word Brexit over the last 4 or 5 years at least.
Certainly do.
Funny enough, when I met you a couple of years ago, I pulled Richard Corbett to one side, because it was before, I think it was just before the general, or maybe it was just after, I can't remember.
Is that 2019?
No, 2024 at the Politics Social thing. And I said to him, can you explain to me why? I just need to understand why Starmer won't entertain rejoining. And he said to me, he doesn't want to be seen as a liar. So that happened.
It's true. It's so frustrating, the Labour government, to be honest with you, in lots of ways, people say. But for me, as a Rejoin campaigner, it's really frustrating. I mean, I actually supported Jeremy Corbyn, not because I'm a cultist or because, he was a hero, but because I liked his policies.
Yeah.
And, you're a human being.
At the time of the referendum, so in 2016, just before the vote, I honestly wasn't even going to vote in that referendum, because I saw one side headed up by Cameron and Blair, who I didn't trust, and I saw the other side headed up by Boris and Farage, who I certainly didn't trust.
No.
I feel like I didn't really know enough about either argument, so I was just going to sit it out. But then Corbyn, I heard a speech by him, and he said, the EU needs reform in many ways, but the only way we're going to achieve that is if we're in it. So we should vote to remain. And to me, that felt like the most honest thing I'd heard throughout the entire referendum campaign. So that's what led me to vote remain. And from then on, I started learning more and more and more, and realised just how moronic it was. It don't matter what sector you look at. If you look at the people who have worked in them sectors for decades, all of them are saying we should stay in the EU, and many of them are already, they started to say that we should rejoin the EU now as well. So I can't actually remember the question I was answering now. What was the question?
Oh, don't be asking me. It leaves
Sal
my brain as soon as it leaves my mouth.
Sal was just talking about Starmer, and we were talking about how frustrating it is. Do you think, he's dropping hints every now and again, but I don't think it's enough, obviously. But I don't know. It feels like he's trying to play both sides and ride two horses, and he keeps dropping little hints here and there about Europe and stuff, but I don't see much in the way of... Sorry,
that's just not going to work, though, is it? And that's why I started going back to 2016, because I I was a Labour member. I voted for Starmer because of how good he'd been as shadow Brexit secretary, and I thought, well, he'll fight for us.
Yeah.
But then as soon as he uttered the words "make Brexit work," that was it. It was done for me, because I thought, you're
Game over.
already not being honest with the public, because it cannot work.
Exactly.
It just
No,
cannot
doesn't.
work. You cannot leave a gym and expect to still use the bloody rowing machines.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work like that.
No.
So yeah, from that point on, really, I kind of watched closely everything he said, and he seems to be that way with everything he says. And this appealing to get reform voters back, it's just not going to happen.
No, it's madness.
It's not going to happen.
It's batshit.
We talk about that every week we talk about it. Like, there's no way you can get those guys. They're not going to come to Labour under any circumstances. Give it up, basically. You know, focus on the Greens and the Lib Dems. You've got a chance then. But now he's screwed the pooch a bit as Starmer, I think, on pretty much everything by chasing reform, unfortunately.
Have you seen any MPs coming round, Pete?
There are. I mean, even right now, if Andy Burnham wins this by-election, which personally I hope he does, then, and if the media is right that he's going to mount a leadership challenge as soon as possible, and if the media are right and it's Andy Burnham basically versus West Street, and there's a lot of ifs here, I know.
Yeah.
No, but it's not you. It's the stupid mental era we're in.
It is. But if it does end up being Andy Burnham versus West Street, I'm assuming also versus Starmer,
it will be,
then Andy Burnham and West Street have both said on record we should rejoin the EU. So to me, that fares well for the future. What I really want is, I want whoever is leader of Labour before the next election to say, if we win, we'll have a referendum to rejoin the EU within a year of winning, because I think that would win them the election. I genuinely believe that.
Yeah, I said that on the pod not that long ago. I think that's a no-brainer for whoever's going to be leading Labour now. If just say, right, we're going to put another referendum together, which hopefully, and sort of after this long, would be a positive thing, and we get back in. But that would take Labour into a second term, I reckon, totally.
I'm going to have to bring it up again, because this is another area it falls into, Peter. I keep mentioning because nobody else is talking about it. Nobody's looking at the state of the Hillsborough Bill right now. Do you know what happened with that?
I'm not completely up to speed with it, no.
The Hillsborough families wrote this law so that everybody in the public sector has to tell the truth on penalty of perjury now, when the Hillsborough law comes in. The government, Starmer went to the Hillsborough families and went, oh, of course, yes, this is marvellous, we'll put this through. And then he went, oh, actually, we need a carve-out for, let's say, the Cabinet and the security services, which rubbishes the entire law. It's either across the board or it isn't. That's it. Now, if the Hillsborough law gets put through in its original state, meaning public servants are not allowed to lie on penalty of perjury, that's a game changer for everything. Everything.
Should be. It really should be.
Andy Burnham can say what he wants. He can tell the world he's supporting Benjamin Netanyahu, for all I'm concerned. If he comes in and puts that through without the carve-outs, he's changed the entire landscape of politics in this country. If he doesn't, he'll never be able to come back to Liverpool again. And no one's picking up on any of this.
I knew some of them details, but I didn't know about that carve-out. So they've proposed a law that simply states politicians are not allowed to lie.
Yeah.
And
Not
Starmer
just
said
public servants, so police.
Public servants aren't allowed to lie. And Starmer said, basically saying, but the Cabinet should be able to lie.
And the security apparently security services have told him that them and the Cabinet need a carve-out, which is where it stands right now. And basically Labour have kicked it into the long grass because it's causing so much trouble, because Starmer's been promising the Hillsborough families for years. When he's in the position to do it, about that.
Yeah, it's a real fudge,
it's
isn't
outrageous.
It?
That is.
But I just can't see Burnham getting in as PM and putting it through with the carve-outs, because he's going to be a class traitor then.
Yeah.
That is crazy, honestly. One of my biggest gripes is lying politicians and doing what I'm doing. Lots of people have said I should do media training, and I've just point blank refused, because to me,
No, I
media
wouldn't.
training is teaching
No.
people how to lie and not
Yeah,
answer
effectively.
questions.
100%. 100%.
That's crazy.
And if you can't go and be you and be relaxed and do it, then you've got a problem. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Not the fact that you don't know how to lie properly, that you need to.
And I think that's the biggest thing, turning people off the main parties too, isn't it? And why they're turning to other parties. I mean, the other parties are lying, but they're pretending they're not lying. They're pretending they're speaking man of the people words and blah, blah, blah.
People, yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's man of the people with £5 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the rest. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other 25 million. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, that's the £5 million we know about. Yeah.
What do you mean? Haven't you two had your £5 million yet off George Soros or whoever it is?
Still waiting, funny enough.
I get
I've been
accused of
to
that.
all these protests. No one's bloody paid me yet.
I get it
been busting and everything.
day in, day out on Twitter. I'm accused of that. I'm like, where's the money then? Nobody's shown me any of this money for my support of it, whatever. So, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
One day.
Yeah, one day. This time next year.
It gripes me. Did you see that the Reform candidate from Wakefield on Question Time the other night?
It was glorious. It was one of my favourite bits of TV in ages, if I'm honest. Dan, have I got news for you? Where Hislop went head to head with Michael Gove. That was all the justice we're likely to get this decade anyway. But it was fun. Watching him suffer.
It was kind of fun, yeah. But at the same time, it really, really annoys me. Because again, it's the working class thing. It annoys me so much being a normal guy, I suppose, working class myself and that. Hearing him and Farage and other people constantly saying, oh, we're only saying what all working class people say and what working class... I'm like, hold on. No, you're not. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that. I don't speak like that about women. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I had a recent foray into local politics, Peter, when I stepped out from behind the computer and social medias and went into the real world of local politics, and it explains everything.
Yeah.
It's a shit show of unbelievable proportions, and I don't think it's just my area somehow. It's just, for example, I stood as a paper candidate in the locals. I had to take my passport to go and vote, but I didn't need a passport to stand as a local candidate. What's that? What is that?
No, I know.
You didn't need a passport.
No.
They didn't ask for ID,
to sign up as a local candidate. No. I just needed my polling card, which apparently was good enough. Not good enough to vote, but it's good enough to stand. And, Don, you probably already know this. I think I might have known it and I forgot. CRB checks, or whatever they're called, DRB checks,
DBS,
are optional.
Yeah.
What? You fucking what? They're optional.
I only found out last week, to be fair. Yeah.
Me too.
Local councils don't have to do DBS. They just turn up and go, nah, don't fancy it. Which is just
apparently
nuts.
why your man in Makerfield for reform hasn't voted or been to a council meeting yet, because he won't agree to the DBS check.
Yeah, I read that.
And he won't sign
today.
his papers. So, you see, for me, if you're not willing to do a DBS check, that should rule you out immediately.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. I mean, what have you got to hide?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
The people that go working for the civil service post room need a DBS check.
Yeah.
They have to give their DNA and 10 years worth of life history. And I'm not exaggerating. DNA, but I am. But the 10 years of life history is what you have to give to go in entry level for the civil service, but not to be a politician.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's wild. We started up I'm losing my voice. That's typical, isn't it? Kira is actually starting up NRM Youth, which is for under 35s now, actually, not under 30s. And when we were setting that up, we had to have anyone in charge to have DBS checks. And that's just, it's basically a club.
Safeguarding.
Yeah. But not a politician literally in charge of creating laws. And wow.
I know.
It's outrageous.
And we wonder
but
why
it does
Jimmy
explain
Savile...
an awful lot.
And we wonder how Jimmy Savile got away with things for so many
Well,
years.
yeah, exactly. I had to have a second DBS check when I went back to university a couple of years back, and they made me have a DBS for that as well, even though I already had one because I was a scout leader. But they made me have another one just to go to university. But yeah, not to be a politician apparently.
None of it makes sense, does it?
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't, does it?
Still.
Do you know something else that is another classic? One rule for them, one rule for the rest of us is drug testing. So many different employers require their employees to take drugs tests at work, but not
Not the House of
politicians in
Commons.
Parliament.
Yeah.
Who
The
are
civil
clearly,
service, again, they do drug tests.
Do they?
yes, yeah, you're right.
Yes.
They do, yeah,
Yes.
but not the
But
politicians,
But
despite
not the actual
Then
numerous.
it's- Where's the parity? Please,
No.
anyone?
And there's been numerous reports now, hasn't there, where cleaners have found
Yeah.
white powder
Piles
on
of
toilets
cocaine,
in
yeah.
Parliament and stuff.
Yeah. Michael
We
goes
We are
off.
run by insane addicts.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's just.
So I think that's where a lot of people, I don't
tune out, I think.
totally agree with it, but these people that say politicians are all the same,
not.
I don't agree with that. They're not. But it's really hard to argue against them sometimes.
You can see why that's
But
been thought. Yeah,
It's been for our entire lifetimes, hasn't it? So you can take that point.
true.
But I reckon there's a good 10% of at least of Parliament who are decent human beings. And I'm
Well, you'd
probably
wanna
being
hope-
mean.
You'd hope so. Yeah. I
Well, no, I'm
know.
just thinking about the ones we know, like the Ian Burns and the John McDonnells and the Welsh lady whose name escapes me. And, there are some really good human people who are there for the right reasons. In Duncan
Ian
Jordan.
Duncan? Oh. Neil Duncan
it's not.
Jordan.
No, it's not his right name, is it? I'm making names up. But
It's
there
Neil.
are some decent people there, I'm sure of it.
They're so good. So many of them, you're having to make names.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, all right, the Zach Polanski's, the
only
Sean
fully did it.
Berries, the Caroline Lucases, do you know what I mean? That there are some
Yeah,
decent
Hannah
human
Spencer.
This is
people.
what I mean
Yeah.
when I said I don't agree with it, but it's hard to argue against it on sometimes. I think it's
And the
more
majority are absolutely
Yeah.
there for their own careers.
I think it's our system, really, and you could even argue party politics is to blame, because if you want to win power for your party, you got to follow the party line, especially in the cabinet. And
True.
so many times that trips people over because they'll go out on the news, say something which is basically the party line or the policy, and within an hour the Prime Minister's announced it's being scrapped. So
Yeah,
then the next
it's been
day they're
changed.
back on the news saying, "Oh, that was an awful policy." And you're like, this is where the mistrust comes from. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
how much of a decent person you are, if you're having to follow these lines. It really trips good, decent people up.
Yeah, for sure.
Where did the Greens stand
On what?
on rejoining?
Where does the Greens?
Yeah,
They are. Zach Polanski is very pro-rejoin. He spoke at our second March and said it's essential that we rejoin the EU. And pretty much everyone I've met in the Green Party agrees with that. I believe they've got to pass the actual policy through their next
conference.
They've got to vote for it because it's a very vote-driven party, from what I can gather. It's not a top-down one. But I do think that is their policy. It certainly was at the last election anyway.
I presume, to be honest, but I thought I'd best check.
Yeah. The Lib Dems is as well. For me,
Yeah.
though, it's not strong enough because it's been 10 years since the vote. We've been out of the EU actually for 4+ years now. It's just getting worse and worse, even while we tinker around the edges with these agreements that Starmer's doing with them. It's still not really making things better. And so many times, like the Erasmus thing that came back out a couple of months ago,
Yeah,
it
recently.
announced that we're back in Erasmus. I'm like, no, we're not. We're back in certain
next
parts
year,
of
isn't it?
Erasmus, and there's some
Yeah,
severe
it's bits.
restrictions on it. It's not the same.
No.
So
The
yeah, I
food-
think
The
the
food
majority
standard
of
thing's
Labour
about to go,
voters,
isn't it?
yeah, the majority of Labour voters in poll after poll would vote to rejoin if there was a referendum. Same with the Green Party, same with the Lib Dems. Believe it or not, same with the Tories at the moment. The majority of Tory voters say they would vote rejoin in a referendum. I think something like 9% of Reform voters would vote with Join
Really?
in a referendum, which
Wow.
blows my mind, to be honest.
Yeah, that's mad.
Well, your man actually did vote to stay, didn't he?
Oh,
Yeah.
apparently, Robert Kenyon did, yeah. But then he said he didn't, and then he did, and then he didn't. But yeah.
But he did.
But he did, yeah.
I know he's backpedaling.
Yeah. But then, yeah, party lines again, though. That's exactly what you just said, Peter. He went out. They found a tweet that said he didn't vote for Brexit, and then they told him, like, no, you have to change your mind on this and tell everyone that you did vote for it. Yeah.
Well, allegedly, I voted for it.
Can't remember.
He's
That's what he said
such
in question
a
time, wasn't it?
said, I don't believe he's even a plumber.
He's
think
not, I
we
don't
should
think.
get Hannah to have a debate with him, and she should just ask him some basic plumbing questions. And
Oh, yes.
prob-
A plumb off. That would be
Oh,
amazing.
that's a genius idea.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, that would be absolutely brilliant. A plumb off between Hannah Spencer and Robert Kenyon. Yeah, he would fail. I don't think he's a plumber either. Sorry, Sal. Go on.
I can't remember what I was going to say now.
I genuinely,
no,
I
it's-
genuinely think that, though, because someone's done an investigation into his plumbing business, and it looks
2 months old or something, isn't it?
very dodgy, like he's just got his qualification or something.
I did that. No, I did the investigation. Yeah, I did
that
a
was
big
you?
Yeah, one of them. I was one of the first
Oh.
ones. I went through his website and his history and stuff, and I pointed it out to an awful lot of people. Yeah.
Don does that.
he-
It's a specialist thing.
It's kind of my thing.
Excellent.
But
I know
yeah.
to come to now then. I know to avoid if I've got anything dodgy I need to hide as well.
Yeah, no, you're all right. Yeah, it tends to be reform only that I.
As long
kind of
as you're
go
not
for.
standing to be a politician, we'll leave you alone. It's the people that are terrible that stand to be politicians we go after.
You will not catch me standing to be a politician
No.
ever, so that's
No.
No,
I've got nothing to
I
worry
think
about there then.
I think I'm on the same page as you now. I'll just shout from the sidelines.
Yeah, I genuinely think, and Caroline Lucas said this when she left Parliament. She said she was standing down because she feels like she could actually achieve more being outside of Parliament than inside Parliament, the
Yeah.
way the system is. So I think I
It's
agree with her,
mental.
and we're better off out here
Yeah.
Totally
shouting
agree.
at the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
It's such an echo chamber, literally, in the House of Commons, isn't it? So, excuse me.
Yeah.
Go on, Sal.
Oh, I was going to ask about the 20th, but I can't remember what the question was. Sorry. Or you might
I'm
have
going
said
to ask
this,
about
but
what, sorry?
I was going to ask about something about the 20th, but I can't remember specifically what.
Was it?
Tell us about the march, Peter. Where does it go from and start and what have you?
That was it.
So-
The route.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Oh, the route.
Thanks.
Yeah. So let's have a long conversation about maps, because that's
Yeah.
really exciting. No, I'm only joking. It is actually quite exciting because, again, when I started doing this, I was brand new to this. I generally am just a lorry driver even now, and I had to get a lot of help. So all I really did was copy existing routes for the previous 3 years. But because I want to do this every year until we're back in the EU, I felt like we got to change it up, because if we keep doing the exact same thing year on year, people are just going to get bored and not come, and it's going to get smaller and smaller, and it will actually hurt the campaign. So we've changed the route completely this year to start at Temple, and we're going to cross over Waterloo Bridge, and then go through the trading part of the town, and then over Westminster Bridge, and then up a little loop, so we still go past number 10 down the street
Nice.
onto Parliament Square. So it's about the
brilliant.
same length, but it's just a completely new route. And as far as I can tell, no other protest has actually done that route before. So
cool.
it's a
It
first.
sounds novel to me. It is.
Yeah, a little snaking route across the river. What's the deal with the police? I mean, how amenable, how good are they with dealing with stuff like this? Are they quite accepting of it?
Personally, and I know for some protesters this is an unpopular opinion, but personally, my experience is they've been genuinely brilliant.
Yeah.
They've been helpful. They step in to help with marshalling if the numbers are higher than expected, which thankfully all 3 of our marches have been so far. I think it helps with our marches too, because we're the pro-EU community. It's a positive protest. It's not really, a Tommy Robinson, let's go and smash up, have a wee up a wall and drink 10 pints of Stella while we're walking the march. Or even the, which I totally agree with, by the way, the pro-Palestinian marches, because they're going against something so immediate and urgent happening in Palestine. They are angry, quite rightly. So I think when the police are policing them sort of protests, they are coming down too hard on them, in my opinion. But they have to.
There's no anger. There's no anger on the issue is inflammatory, I'll grant you. But I've been on several of those marches myself, and it's an atmosphere of love and togetherness and joy, with like the odd detractor at the side being guarded by the police.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It is insane. So I think they're just too heavy-handed, I think. But with our protests, we just don't get that at all.
No.
And I think it's because it's very focused on one positive thing. We want to do this one thing. And there's been 0 arrests in the 3 years we've been doing it now. And hopefully that will continue. Although, to be honest, if there was arrests, we might get a bit more media coverage.
Bad press is good press and all that.
Oh, you've got me thinking now. You don't want to be doing that.
Oh no, Sal's going to go. Sal's going to go and lamp someone. You're going to lamp a policeman.
No, I'd never be so slapdash.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry.
I'd find about if I'm going to slap somebody in Westminster, I'm not going to make it a policeman, am I?
No.
And I wouldn't anyway. I don't condone violence.
No.
I mean, they don't even board up the Winston Churchill statue for our protests. It's a bit disappointing.
I've been meeting under it for the last couple of years.
Yeah. I might, the week before, this Saturday, I might go down to, I am down London this Saturday to meet, funnily enough, with the Met Police, because we have to have a face-to-face meeting with them before the protest. Yeah. While I'm there, I might paint an EU flag on Churchill's face just to get him to board it up so we can get in the media.
Yeah,
that'll
be it first.
That's it. You'll be viral with that for sure. Yeah, it'll be everywhere.
If only Banksy could do something.
Oh yeah.
I'm just putting it out there into the ether.
Well, he's already down there with his latest thing, isn't he? Down, it's near Whitehall.
I know, but if he could just do something on the Thursday or the Friday just before the march, to give us a bit of publicity.
That's what we need. I mean,
isn't he your mate?
He's not my mate. But
you basically told me he was your friend.
No, he's not my friend.
I'm making things up now, Pete.
My dad used to know his dad back in Bristol, so yeah.
Oh, so I'm not really making it up then, am I?
But my dad died 8 years ago, so I don't have that connection. And also his dad, I think, is dead now as well. So, but yeah. There is a slight tenuous link, but I don't have a line to Banksy. I think
there's definitely a tenuous connection you should exploit there.
Yeah, I wish I could.
What else can I make up that's almost true?
Should we have a competition so you can make up the most mental thing?
Craziest.
Oh, these days, are you joking? It's all really happening.
That's true, actually, yeah. That is true. No matter what we say, something real is happening that's way worse.
I put a stupid joke tweet out on the weekend and went off to the cinema with my son. And it was about 6 guys had been arrested from the riots in Southampton. And I said, only 4 of those were reform councillors, and I put a laughing, joking face. I got about 250,000 people on Twitter going, what? Name them. I'm like, I had to put out two qualifying tweets afterwards on Sunday to say, this was a joke. Come on.
Oh, God.
But, yeah.
Do you know what, though? I am now at the point. Well, I'm at the point now. I've been monitoring and policing myself so carefully to not, say anything that wasn't true or whatever. Now I don't care.
See, I'm the opposite.
And I say that. Well, no, I'm a bit now. Sometimes I'll put something out and I don't give a shit if it's spurious gossip or not. Mostly, you can tell.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm the opposite. I'm honestly getting worse and more bad-tempered, and I don't really have my own social media profiles as Peter Corr. It's nearly all National Rejoin March.
Oh, you've got to be careful then.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I genuinely can't help myself sometimes. But weirdly, the more the more myself I be as National Rejoin March on social media, the better the posts do. And if I make a video that's like 8 seconds long and I'm basically just, I don't know, calling fraud, I don't know how much we're allowed to swear on this podcast. We're allowed to
you
swear on this
swear?
podcast?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Have you heard my face?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so
Oh, you
if
swear
I
as
put
much
out
as
an
you want.
8-second video calling Nigel Farage a cunt, it will get about
Yeah.
500,000 views.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
I put out a 1 minute long video that I've spent hours researching on, it'll get hardly anything. I'm like, why do I bother?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can't win either way.
No.
Don can, because Don's less. I'm quite aggressive on Twitter. I don't care, because that's just what I have a skill for. It's not who I am in real life.
Well, if I'm
But
not
it is how I
following you
feel on
already,
Twitter.
I'm going to follow you so that I can join in.
You'll like me. I'm a bit like Tan, but rougher.
That
So
sounds
that's it.
rougher.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate them all.
Really?
Yeah, sorry.
Who? Everyone.
We don't
Just hate it.
hate people.
No,
we're on the left. We love everyone, don't we?
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
No, I don't like evil people. I hate evil people, and
Yeah.
there is no getting away from the fact that we are being ruled by evil people.
Unfortunately.
Psychopaths, if we're going to be specific.
How many
But I
times
hate psychopaths.
have you got angry about something online and you get one of these far right idiots tell you, I thought you on the left was supposed to be tolerant of everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
Couple
I'm not
of
tolerant
times.
of racists, though. That's
exactly.
not how it
Yeah,
works,
that's it.
is it?
Oh,
I
yeah,
know.
your bio says loves humanity. Yeah, you're inhuman.
Yeah. That's it. The so-called tolerant left, they get that all the time. I'm like, yeah, as you say, I
I've
do
never
not
said
tolerate
I was tolerant.
bigots,
No one's
racists.
ever accused me of being tolerant.
No.
Ever. And I'm fine with that. I can be.
Yeah.
It's a choice. But I don't put up with nonsense. It's for me, Peter, it's not just that they're like being horrible, narcissistic, dishonest, money-grabbing grifters. It's the fallout of what they say and do on everybody else. That's why I do what I do, because there's no cause and effect in their head, except there is for everybody. There's what's that line from Jamie Webster? No one's carried out a risk assessment ever of any of these big decisions they make. It's just, we've done it, we're going to do it, it's done.
That shows you're a good person, though, in my opinion. It's exactly what drives me with the Rejoin campaign as well, because I think whenever there's a big political decision made, no matter what it is always the working class or the poor people who gets hit first and hardest, always. And that includes Brexit, which has been proven. Why it drives me so crazy that such a high proportion of people who vote for it are working class people. And I think, it's quite easy it's not really, I don't really like saying people are conned, even though clearly some of them were really, but I see it more like, I don't know, it's like if you was, when we was in the EU, if you was experienced poverty at that time, it's quite easy to say to you, well, that's because of the EU, so why don't we leave the EU and your life's going to get better? Because then people would think, well, I'm in the EU now, I'm experiencing poverty now, so it must be worth a go. So many people have said it's worth a go, so let's do it. So for them, being in the EU was never the cause of their problems. It was always our own politicians that caused our problems, which is why leaving the EU was not going to fix our problems. And for me, with the Rejoin campaign, we've got to be honest and say, when we rejoin the EU, it's not going to fix all our problems, because our problems are because of our own politics and our own politicians.
Homegrown stuff,
Yeah, it's just going to give some tools back to our politicians to make our lives better if we hold them to account and make sure they do it, So, it's the same. It's exactly the same thing, Sal, that drives me. It's the effect it has on people.
The working class
all
struggle,
day, every day at work, in my life, online, doing this campaign. It's really, really hurt people.
Oh, it's driven people to suicide.
Yeah. It's been horrifically damaging.
in the most horrendous extremes, but
Mm.
it has. And they just sit in Parliament pretending, well, it doesn't affect us, does it? So it doesn't fucking matter.
Exactly.
That's it.
It doesn't affect them, and they treat it like a game, and it just winds me up. It really winds me up.
That is the nub
Mhm.
of the. Yeah.
Mhm.
Look, we've all seen Keir Starmer shaking hands with Nigel Farage,
Yeah,
laughing and joking with him.
I wouldn't be able to
Oh,
do
you
that
take-
if I was
Oh,
no.
Prime Minister. I would not do that.
No,
I don't care
same.
how it's supposed to go in that place. If he come up to shake my hand, I would. Let's
Turn
just
away.
say politely, I would not shake his hand.
I'd take one for the team in that circumstance.
But
Happily.
just nut him.
Yeah. Stick one on him. Yeah. That would be hilarious.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Get front page news on that, definitely.
I'm a left hook wonder, me.
There you
Fair
go.
enough.
That's got to be worse than nothing.
It's fun fantasizing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm a bit kind of conscious of the time, Peter. I just wanted to ask you what's your honest sort of hope for getting back to the EU? What's your sort of time frame that you could sort of envisage if a decision was made?
Well, for me, it's definitely when, not if. I think it's inevitable. It's just a matter of time. The record, actually, from a country applying to join and then being in the EU is 3 years. That's Finland. And for me, with our connection over decades, and no matter what they say, we haven't really moved that far away from EU legislation, and the EU has changed some of its laws since we've left, but we not so much that it'd be impossible for us to adopt them and change what we need to. So for me, once we've applied, I think it can happen genuinely quickly. And the politician who accepted our book when we got to Brussels on Friday is Sandro Gozzi, and he is actually the chair of the UK-EU relations team on the EU side. And he's been quoted over and over, actually, for the last couple of weeks, saying that if the UK applies to join, he sees no reason why we couldn't be fast-tracked. So it just gets done, bearing in mind the pressures in the world with Putin and Trump and the cost of living crisis and stuff like that, and the businesses on both sides that's been affected by it that, is not going to be fixed unless we're back in the EU. It's as simple as that, So how many years? The only thing stopping us is our parliament. Starmer could come out tomorrow, call a referendum. We have the referendum in 9 to 12 months. I genuinely think Rejoin would win. And then, in my opinion, that should be a referendum to say, can we apply to Rejoin? Which I think we'll win. We'll apply, and then the negotiations start. So a lot of people say, we'd have to take the euro. If you look at the actual text, it says we have to take the euro when we're ready. We don't have to do it day one. And there are countries who've been in the EU for a long time who are still not ready and therefore don't have the euro. So that's not something we'd have to rush anyway. I'm personally in favour of the euro anyway, but and I just think it can be a lot faster than people say. And I think the only real people who are saying it's going to take like a generation or whatever are people that don't really want us to do it.
Right. Yeah. Fair enough.
Putting you off.
Yeah. It does feel like a big diversion tactic. So
we're not splitting the atom, are we? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. We're just joining a club that we've been part of for decades, know what it is, know what the rules are. Just stop messing around, because people out here every day, the longer we stay out, the more people are going to hurt.
Would a referendum really take 9 to 12 months?
Maybe not. Maybe you could do it quicker than that, but I think people might call foul if you did do it in less time than that.
I mean, I don't know how it would supposed to work. That's why I'm asking.
Wasn't it 12 months? The 2016 election was called, and then it was something like that, wasn't it? And I think that was that amount of time to allow both sides to get their campaign across, I think, because it was such a big vote.
Until we've got media regulation.
Sorry,
it worries me. Because
So
they're
if
just
you
going
want,
to
if you're
start
going to ask
talking
me
all
how
sorts
many
of
years till we're
spurious.
back in the EU, I think we're going to apply tomorrow and we'll be back in by next Friday.
Is the answer we won't.
Yes, please. We'll take that.
That'd be our timeline, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if this was the cabinet, that's what
Yeah.
would be happening next week.
Oh,
I asked you
next
that
Friday's
question.
a long way off, Peter.
Yeah, that's true. That's a bit long. No, I asked you that question because I was chatting to my son earlier. My son's only 12, but I told him that we were chatting and what you do, and he's like, "Oh, how long do you think it would take?" And he's like, really, like, he's quite politically aware, my boy. And he's like, I said, "Well, hopefully before you're an adult, you're only 12, so that's maybe in the next decade. But when you hit your 20s, that would be a real big move for him, like when he's at university or something, and then things start changing for them, the kids now. So yeah,
Are you going to bring him?
Yeah, that's
on
amazing.
Saturday. I
Well,
don't
not
know
this Saturday,
actually.
the one after.
I could do.
Kira, who campaigns with us, she was too young to vote in 2016,
Right.
and people like her and her age. I think it's if you're under the age of 29 in this country, you did not have a vote about Brexit.
That's mad, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And she just feels like basically us old people have snatched her future away in so many ways. And that's what that generation feel like. And I think they're rising in more ways than just about Brexit as well.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think they're quietly on the rise and could possibly be our saviours.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I really hope so.
We've just been talking with India Willoughby about the kids, and they're all right. The kids that are coming
exactly.
through.
They are. I think so.
I think they are going to be our saviours.
Yeah, they're switched on. They're a lot more switched on than people are giving them. People are calling all Gen Z crybaby snowflakes, blah, blah, blah. You watch. They are going to take over.
Yeah, I hope so. I agree with you fully on that. I see so many kids, I say kids, I'm 51, Jesus, like anyone above or below 40 is a kid to me nowadays. But on TikTok and stuff, and the political TikTok for the youngsters is pretty solid. It's really, there's a lot of people there that are doing good jobs. So,
yeah, absolutely.
I've got to learn how to use it.
I don't know if I like TikTok or hate it.
I'm not a fan, but it's a necessary. It's a necessity at the moment, I think, for politics and to get the word out for things.
It's definitely turned very political. I remember when I first started it, with my son actually got me onto it. He said, you should try TikTok and put your stuff on there. And it felt like I was the only person doing politics on it, like in amongst load of dance crazes and stuff. Are you sure this is the right platform for me? But yeah, it certainly has. It's either that or the algorithm just showing me more of it now. I don't know, but that's all I see on my TikTok now.
Yeah, it's really sort of turned into quite a useful tool. That's sort of, well, not even useful, necessary tool now if you want to be in that sort of game. Definitely. So, right. So, I think looking at the time, we're nearly an hour. So, shall we wrap it up? And unless you've got anything else pressing, you've got a fly next to you, Sal.
Oh, as long as it's a fly, I'm fine.
That bloody wasp come back. You were looking the wrong way.
I don't know if it's a horsefly. They're way worse.
Oh yeah, they're horrible.
Because I live right by field.
Yeah.
Just get out.
Do you not get bit by horseflies all the time then?
You do occasionally, but you know when it's a horsefly bite, don't you?
Yeah, they're nasty.
Yeah, horrible.
Poke out your head like that, don't they?
Yeah. Right. So, thanks so much for coming in, Peter. Absolute pleasure to chat to you. And both Sal and I are going to be down at the march on the 20th, so we shall hopefully see you there.
It's going to be my fifth one.
It's going to be my first one.
Certainly, if you're listening to this, do come down Saturday the 20th. It is a laugh. We deliberately make it light-hearted. It's a fun day, but it's also got obviously a serious message, which is talking directly to our government, which is what all protests are about, really.
Yeah,
direct action.
Making that point. Yeah, exactly.
And you can come to this one and you won't get arrested.
Yeah,
that's nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Although, if you remember what we said earlier, I'm actually going to try and get us all arrested, so we get in the media, sir.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I need to think harder about that.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll put a link to the bits and bobs, your socials, and the website and all that.
Can we
stuff
play
in
out
the
with
show
one of the
notes.
ads? The
Yes,
good one
of
with the
course.
music?
Yeah, no
You
problem
absolutely
at all.
can. You can use whatever you
one,
want.
oh no,
Yeah.
the one you put in the group. I think it was just before you went to Brussels. With I can't remember what the track it is, but it's an old school what we used to dance to. But
Yes,
it's
I know what you
banging.
mean.
It's absolutely
yeah.
banging. If we stick that in at the end, because it's deadly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah,
help
very
put
it.
that
much.
in at the end. No worries.
Did you see my ad where I was taking a mick out of Tommy Robinson?
No.
Yes. I think I redid that on TikTok because I can figure out how to repost. I just don't know how to upload anything.
Could you tell I'm not very good at acting? And I looked really awkward.
No, it was very good, and you should definitely keep it up because it's never ever as bad as you feel it is. Trust
Yeah,
me.
that's the thing.
You look great.
Thanks very
It's
much.
very funny.
Cool. Right,
So-
yeah, with that being said, yeah, check out our show notes. We'll put lots of links in and, yeah, get involved on the 20th in London, Temple to Parliament Square. So, yeah, thanks so much, Peter, for coming in and chatting to us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you
Brilliant.
very much
Thanks
for
so
having me.
much.
Yeah, no
Cheers.
worries.
Thank you.
All right, speak to you all soon.
See you
Bye-bye.
soon. Bye.